Hello, welcome back to Bill's Cooking Show, or whatever you want to call it as long as you watch it. So, when I was young and vibrant, I used to make, I worked in a restaurant, we had a big huge bakery. I made croissants all the time, so I got really kind of snooty about croissants being, the only way to make a decent roll. And they do. But then I thought back about the fact that when I was a kid, what was the best thing Mom ever made for you to eat? Bread for you to eat was crescent rolls. And I'm like, well, there's got to be some way to make really cool crescent rolls. So I want to do something that's fun and different and just show you some little tricks. And once again, I'm just trying to think up ways to make sure that everyone's having a good time, no one gets left out, and so we're gonna get rolling on this. So I got a pan with just about a tablespoon of olive oil in it. I got some chopped red onion, and I probably chopped a little too much. I only need about a quarter cup, so let's just take about a quarter cup. I just want to get it changed, just to lose a little of the fragrance here. Nothing special. It's not going to take very long. So I have some black beans. I use low sodium, of course. Put them in a little strainer, rinse them out, and because you want to get all the stuff that they're packaged in. And now I'm going to add them. This is about a half a can, maybe a little less. Just want this all to dance together for a couple of minutes. Try to get everything nice and toasty. So we all know that there's really not a lot of flavor going in here. So I need a little bit of chili powder and a little bit of ground cumin. Probably about half a teaspoon of each would be enough. I'm just going to stir this up. It's going to absorb all the liquid that might have been in those beans. Chili powder is actually really good for that. I kind of found that out by accident years ago, that if you have chili and it seems too liquidy, put some chili powder. Now, if you've seen my chili recipe, you know I do it other ways, but nothing like crunching up some tortilla chips or Fritos or something just for flavor, and that gives you your salt for it too. Probably a little too much, but it's chili. Come on, how good do you really want it to be for you? Which is funny because I used to make vegetarian chili at the restaurant. I really never wrapped my head around that. It just didn't taste right. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't right. Oh yeah, 350 oven we need for the crescent rolls. Yeah, look at that. I don't want to forget today. Alright, so basically, now the key thing to learn is just kind of smushy up the beans a little bit. Not quite to make a paste, but just so a couple of them get kind of smushed. It's going to make it easier to roll. And this pan really holds its heat, so it'll stay nice and toasty for us. Believe it or not, I think this will be fun. Alright, got a couple minutes there. Now what I can do, I'm going to turn my burner off for safety's sake. I just want to move this aside. Get this pan on here. And Do you remember, if you watched my cheesy, garlicky bread, whatever it was, I told you to take the extra butter with the garlic in it, throw it in the freezer. Ah, this is what it looks like. I rolled it up in plastic. It's not pretty, doesn't have to be, but I want a little bit of that. Let me see how talented I am. Turn it back on and don't lose all my heat. Look at that. Oh, thing of beauty. Just some little teeny pieces. Hopefully I got some garlic in there. Yes, I got some garlic in there, I can tell you that for a fact. Excellent. Pull this right back up. Get out of the way. Now I've got a bowl here. I got 2 eggs. And let me tell you, I was really stressed finding eggs. Little black pepper. Two eggs. Only going to need to use a little fork whisk in here. Not much more than stir it up. Make sure we got butter and garlic sitting here really well. Love that smell. And I know I've done a whole bunch of things about omelets and eggs and scrambled eggs. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But this is just an easy way. I'm not trying to be fancy. Just want a couple eggs in here. And we always want to let them start to get cooked. And I don't have a real high heat, or just below medium heat. That's perfect. Alright. So let's just go around. Make sure we got everything going on. So now that I've got them cooked, I just want to kind of make them into pieces that I can handle when I do my stuff and stuff. So let's just kind of turn off the heat. Don't want to ruin them. And that's all it is. It's really simple. And if you just wanted to use some plain butter or olive oil, that's fine. I just thought, because this is not just a breakfast thing, I thought it'd be fun to try the garlic this time. We can rate that later. I'll let you know how it turns out. Alright, so before I move on to the next part, let me get some cleanup and get some stuff taken care of for you. See you in just a minute. Alright, so I got a nice clean working area. So all I did was I opened up my Crescent rolls, and they come in a package of 4 or package 8. I just got 4 so we could kind of try this out. And I want to show you some little technique, because everyone thinks I do hard stuff. It's not, because you're not watching me do prep. So first thing I want to do is we're going to put a little basil in with the beans. So basically we're just going to line the basil leaves up. This is a chiffonade. That sounds really fancy. You can try and tear them if you want, but I've never been able to make that work. So I roll it up and just do a little. I just like the way this makes the basil kind of turn out. And basil's going to turn on us pretty quick, so we don't want to do this too far ahead of time. And I need some cilantro to go on the eggs, so this is a really cool thing. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife, and if we get a little bit of stem, we're really okay. And I'm just going to start going through and cutting a big piece of stem, just take off, just use the tip. You don't have to use a big knife either. We're going to need a big knife in a second here. In the storm I lost a lot of my herbs, so I'm relying on the store. It's a real bummer. Especially because I have to keep the stuff on hand. Feed my rabbits, they love cilantro. And probably got too much like always, but we'll figure it out. See how easy that is? And if you see something you don't like, you just don't seed it, throw it away. If I make like guacamole, I really wouldn't care about the stems. So I don't really need to chop this up. I just want to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm basically just going to rock through here just a couple times. Alright, did that kind of help you? Did you learn something? I hope. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my Crescent rolls. And I think the smart thing is this is a non-stick cookie sheet. I think this will work really well for it. Not sure. Pan's kind of new to me, so I've been kind of experimenting. And only the older kids got to roll Crescent rolls when I was a kid. So I just want to get a little bit on here. Does look good though, right? Right. Okay. And I want a little bit of my basil. I just love, hands down, the smell of basil. And I got just a little bit of cheese, just kind of the glue that's going to hold it together. Now what we're going to do our famous roll up. And anything that falls out, you're going to try and shove back in or leave it alone. I got one. And I'm just doing a couple for demonstration purposes. Obviously, you'd be making a whole bunch more. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So I've got a little scrambled egg. And it's going to be fine. So how am I going to make the scrambled egg extra really cool and super? It's very simple. I'm going to pinch the cilantro. If I can get it off my fingers. And I just got a little bit of prosciutto. Prosciutto is going to add some saltiness, some really deep, secret flavor thing going on with it. And once again, I'm just going to throw a little cheese on. Let's get this rolled up. I hope this is kind of exciting for you, because it's kind of exciting for me. And I thought this would be one thing that you could, really there's nothing, no reason you couldn't get some of your kids, even your younger kids, kind of involved in the kitchen doing this. Alright, so I've got these 4 samples here. I'm going to get them in the oven. We're talking 350 for about 15 minutes, alright? So I'm going to get these in, get the rest of the stuff cleaned up, and I'll see you back in 15 minutes. I was going to tell you, I think it's almost time. Let me go grab it and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, look at these beautiful, savory, yummy yums. Ah. I know they're really hot right now, but I see cheese, I see all sorts of good stuff all over them. So, you don't want them to burn their mouth on them, but I think what you do want to do is get them plated up so you can start passing around. So you can see something like this. You just need to have the ingredients kind of pre-done, throw them together, get them in the oven, and I mean, this is a great hors d'oeuvre. It's a nice savory hors d'oeuvre. Gives people some options. And I always say this, I know, you're probably tired of it, but if you could smell these, you would not believe. And it's really pretty simple. I mean, you know, kind of come up with your own combination. I think no matter what, you always need a little herb, little cheese. The beans are full of flavor. I kind of was eating some of the leftover beans, by the way. You know, the eggs are going to be good. The little prosciutto is going to really set it off. You don't want prosciutto. And by the way, when you buy a prosciutto, make sure they know what they're doing. They need to cut it really, really thin. But, you know, you could just have used some thin sliced ham if you wanted to. So, that's really about it. Let me just show you what it's going to look like. So I got a little plate here, right? We're just going to stack these all over the place. Oh, my, mercy, mercy. Wow, and I just don't think you can go wrong with just a little fresh basil and the beans. I'm going to set this down, or I'm going to myself an accident. And basically, I just followed the instructions on the package. how I wanted to cook them. Once again, I got my handy dandy silicone, so no heat transfer and nothing slips around. But I mean, just look at that. I mean, sure, you can make things that are prettier, more presentable, but I just think it's really cool, and I think this is kind of a great thing. And guess what? Like I always say, this is something you could line up 20 crescent rolls and have your kids sit there putting their fingers in the stuff and rolling them up, and they're going to taste just as good. You know, maybe this is a a more fun thing for them to do than making cookies. You know, believe it or not, I think cookies can be harder to make because it's kind of like more like finicky and fussy. You know, you got to make sure everything raises, cooks right temperatures. These things are like bulletproof. You can't ruin them. And like I said, certainly coming from the days when I used to make a lot of croissants. This is just a great, rabbits are restless. This is just a great thing to do and a fun thing to eat. So, like I always say, holidays are coming. Hey, why not? Holidays are coming for me. I like Christmas, so subscribe, give me some points so I can get some money here. I want you to hit that notification bell, watch these, try them, comment. Say, ooh, I didn't like that. All right, I'll respond. I respond to everyone's comments. And if you've made a comment, you know that. So, just have some fun. Get the kids in the kitchen. Teach them how to do something. For heaven's sakes, get them to put the tablets down. Get them to stop watching TV, play games, and do something like this. Who knows? Maybe one of your kids is going to be, the next Emerald Lagasse. And now you don't want to be that, but they could be famous. So I really do have to try one of these. So I'm going to see you next time, and I'm going to do something really fun. So see you later.